they've been acting up.
Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, begotten.
Honors to the elders and the apostles of the gospel. Peace and blessings to the elect. Anyway, we're gonna go right into it. You know, it's going down. You know, as we were just discussing earlier. Right now, we have the whole situation. Which is, I mean, at this point, it's pretty much a war that's going on over there in the east, right, between Hezbollah and Israel. Right, as they started with the blowing up of the pages, right, blowing up of the different, technological devices, 2 rounds, I believe, right. Now they said they killed one of the head Hezbollah commanders. So, you know, you have Iran and you have Hezbollah vowing retaliation. You know, but it sounds like that's all they've been doing. You know, just vowing retaliation. But it's okay, because at the end of the day, the Most High is the one who's in charge. And he's the one who's hitting the gas and hitting the brakes at the same time. You know? But we know that ultimately he's going to bring this destruction to come to pass. As it says in the back of the 2nd chapter, and at that point, there ain't going to be no more hitting the brakes. Right? Though we tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So when these prophecies start coming, and they stop tarrying, and that's when you're going to find out what the truth is. But it's not going to be time for you to actually process all the things that are going on.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37. It says, by measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times.
What does that mean? So everything the Heavenly Father said would happen has an appointed time in which it would happen. Right? So the Lord measured how long will it be from the creation to the first destruction. How long will it be from then to this time? So you read the scriptures and sometimes it'll say, for example, Satan must be loosed a little season. How long is that little season? The Most High measured that. Right? So as it says, read that again.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37. It says, by measure hath he measured the times.
So the Most High has measured the times, right? We're living in. Go ahead.
And by number hath he numbered the times.
He has numbered the times. So each time, each portion, that's however long it's going to be for a certain prophecy to be fulfilled. And then after that, we move on to the next. Go ahead.
It says, and he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
And he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So if the Lord said it's going to take 40 years for this prophecy to be fulfilled, it's not going to happen in 35 years. It's not going to happen in 20 years, and it's not going to happen in 60 years, right? So the Most High doesn't move it, nor even though it says, right, that except those days be shortened, it doesn't mean that the Most High is going to say, all right, if it's 10 days, I'm going to make it 5 days. Now, he might make 10 days feel like it's moving faster, you know, but it's still 10 days. You got an on that? Yeah. So now we're in the time, as it says in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, we're in the season of war. We're not in the season of joy or peace. We're in the season of war, of death, and a lot of people are not prepared for that. But you know what? That's okay, because that's also in the book, right? Everybody has a role to play, and some people got to play the roles of being unaware. See, when the scriptures say that it's going to be like sudden destruction, they got to come suddenly upon somebody. But if everybody was aware, who would it come suddenly upon? Matthew 6:6. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we hear going on right now. And this time, how are we hearing of wars? See, because look, in the ancient world, news traveled, but it didn't travel as fast as it does now. So imagine if there was a war going on in Rome or in Europe, and we're over here in the east, right? In the Levant. How would we have heard of that war? You know, messages have to go, right? You know, couriers and so on, but it would take longer. And so, like, for example, say, you know, you had cases where there was like a civil war in Rome, but then you had like Vespasian all the way in the east. So by the time word gets to him, now he got to make his way back. But in this time, we're able to hear of these things happening all around the world instantaneously. as it happened in real time. You have things like live streams, not just from us, but from news channels, articles. So when the Lord says we will hear of wars and rumors of wars, it's more prevalent now because now we have the actual devices and ability to hear and see what's going on in real time. You got it?
See that ye be not troubled.
So see that you be not troubled. Now it says wars and rumors of wars, right? And a rumor is not, see, people have this idea that a rumor is always false because typically they hear false rumors. No, a rumor doesn't mean that it's something that's false. A rumor is news, okay? So when you hear of a rumor of war, an example would be like Israel just got the green light to go and go to war with Hezbollah or Lebanon, right? Or, you know, some situation happened here and they're contemplating whether it's going to lead into a full-blown war. Those are rumors of wars, news about wars. But then you also have actual wars going on in different parts of the world. One main one we all know about now is the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, which is more than it's made out to be. But just like Yahawashi prophesied, we were going to hear of these things. What else did he say? Be not troubled. So don't lose your mind. Don't start, you know, cowering in fear. Why?
For all these things must come to pass.
So it's just something that it's prophesied. It's prophecy. It has to happen. Right?
But the end is not yet.
Meaning that, yeah, it has to happen. Yeah, the rumors of a nuclear war is crazy, but that's not the end just yet. When you hear about Iran possibly getting involved and Russia getting involved and so on, you know, it doesn't mean that the destruction is right then and there. So don't lose your mind just yet, because other things got to take place before. And then he goes on to list those other things.
And remember, Yahawashi actually he marks the end, because the scripture says that he's the beginning and the end. So when he says the end is not yet, that means I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? He still got a little bit more prophecies to go before I actually make my return. And within that return, it comes the destruction, like you mentioned. You know, so he's the beginning and the end. So it all ends with him. Once he makes his return, you know, it's game over at that point. It's Rap City. All right?
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
Which we're seeing now, right? Good.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Mm-hmm. And kingdom against kingdom. So you have actual countries, because in the ancient world you would have kingdoms which were comprised of different countries and so on. But you have things happening on a macro level and on a micro level. Because we know what an actual nation, and that's why Yahawashi said nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Because you can have a kingdom of different nations. All right? But we know a nation is not what people perceive a nation is today. When you mention a nation today, people think of a country. Right? But a nation is actually goes back to your nationality. So really the word nation should really be attributed to a race. Because that's like the modern day equivalent understanding of it. So when Yahawashi talks about nation rising against nation, that's why you see these different racial tensions going on. And it's not just between Israelites and Edomites. You got Ishmaelites and Elamites against Edomites. So you got all this going on around the world, and they're rising up against each other. You know?
That's a mention of civil war. That's yet to hit this place too, and around the world. Because the main reason why you're gonna have that civil war is because these governments are bringing in a lot of these so-called illegal migrants.
Yes.
And it's not just here in America, it's also in Europe, right? In many different countries. It's almost like a global effort to bring in a sense of confusion. Now, I forget there's a country, I forget there's a country where they said that, I forget what country it was, but they were saying that the migrant crisis thing that's happening over there has messed up the economy so fast because the people are coming and draining their resources, man. So the people who live there, the actual natives of the land, are upset. And that's causing a friction between them and their governments and the people that the governments are allowing into that country. So the same exact thing is going to happen here in America very soon. Right? You've been hearing different states, Ohio, Colorado, right? All these different states, all right, are having these so-called migrant crisis issues, right? But when you really look at it, how you doing, sister? When you really look at it, right, is really setting up the stage for a massive clash, especially during this so-called election coming up. Because America is not the only place that has election this year. You got many different countries that got the same thing going on, all around the same time. You know, but I want to go into the word nation real quick. All right, and the word nation in the online etymology dictionary, it says a race of people, a large group of people with common ancestry and language. Okay, it says descendants, relatives of a country or a homeland. All right, but here it says literally a people of a tribe, or literally that which has been born. Okay, so being native to a country or a land, or in this case, a descendant of a group of people, descendants. All right, but when we talk about nations as pertains to the scriptures, it's dealing with the 18 nations. Okay, you have the nation of Israel and then the rest of the other nations. And the scriptures tell you, Yahawashi is saying that, guess what? Even if they might look Chinese, and if they're Israelite, a descendant of an Israelite, they're going to be considered part of the nations as well. They're going to be going at it against each other as well. So not just in the land of Moab, not just in the land of Ammon, all right? Those are two different nations, but you're going to have a clash between them as well. Okay, when you have Russia going against Ukraine, those are the same people, right? Those are the same Edomites. Ukrainians and Russians, there's not that much difference there, but there's a conflict there. And then you're going to have Americans against Russians. Those are two different types of Edomites as well. You know, they're both from the Edomite nation, but they're categorized into different countries. So don't let the countries fool you in terms of who the nations are talking about. All right? You got it.
Back from the top. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
That's what we're seeing going on. So these are all signs, right? That's what the Lord said. These are the signs. So this is why we read into it. People are like, oh, you guys are looking too much into it. Why does this matter so much? There's always been earthquakes. There've always been famines. Yeah, but not coupled with the other things the Lord said would happen all at the same time. And on this level. So when we're seeing these things, to us, it's like, oh yeah, this is a sign, right, of what Yahawashi was talking about. You know, when somebody tells you, you know, when you drive past here, you're going to see this building right here, they're going to be doing X, Y, and Z over here, that's where you're going to go. When we get there, oh, that's the building that such and such was talking about. So that's what we're doing, right? We're recognizing these signs in biblical prophecy, tying it into current events to give you an idea of what time you're living in and what's coming next. You know, when you look on a map, you first find where you are. And when you find where you are, then you know, oh, okay, this is where I can go, this is where I got to go to get to X, Y, and Z.
Which is significant. You know, that's why the word significant, the first four letters, is sign. S-I-G-N. All right? So the same thing. The signs are very, very significant when you're, like you said, like on a journey, and you're looking for signs to show you where you're at and where you're going. You know, without that, you're lost. And that's what a lot of people don't even understand. They don't even see the signs. That's why it says it's going to come upon them unawares. You know, because they're not seeing the signs. Like a woman who's in travail, all right, or about to give birth, at least she understands the body, she understands the signs. You know what I'm saying? You start getting birth pains, you know, oh, okay, I'm close to that time. When you reach 8 months, 9 months, when you get to the 9th month as a woman who's pregnant, you already know. At that point, it's just a countdown. You know? You should already know. You know? But what about a woman who's in the 9th month and she doesn't know, you know, she got a whole belly, huge ass sign right there, but she's still saying she's not pregnant. That's a fool right there. She's gonna be covered. You know what I'm saying? With her baby. Because she's gonna be doing things that a pregnant woman is not supposed to be doing. She's gonna be caught out there being in the places where she's not supposed to be. And that's a lot of majority of these people out here. They can't see the signs, they can't hear the words of the prophets, so that way they're gonna be destroyed. You know, because when that storm comes in, them troops come in, who they gonna be coming from? Those who are unaware. That's why Yahawashi said, be into the mountaintops and all that. Okay? That was referring to 70 AD, but it's also spiritually referring to now because we're the same people. And we're gonna go through a similar situation back then. Just like back then. We're gonna have a storm troop coming over and so on and so forth, man. They're planning all that shit as we speak.
Yeah, but that's something
of the Lord, that's right.
Proverbs 18 and 10. Yep. You know, because the scriptures talk about, I think in the Apocrypha, those that are in the mountains are going to beat themselves, right? Because they're going to run out of food. Yep. Those that are in the cities are going to be trouble. Yep. So you pretty much food, like either way, whatever direction you go in. Because Esau has centralized everything. By right now, you know, farmers markets and stuff like that, they're pushing them out the way. They getting rid of farmers, they're getting rid of all of that to where Esau is the only source of right? For everything you want, you got to go to him. As the scriptures say, you got to go to him for the one of all things. That's what gives him power. That's what gives him control.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
So see, all these are the beginning of sorrow. So when we see these things, that's why our guard is up.
It's me in front of you, CC, when you get your dress.
What?
What? I'm not being nowhere, Bobby. So you're not buying the dress?
The people that can't handle the sorrow of the horse are the ones that need to repent.
Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him, and he would shew them a sign from heaven.
Yeah, because that's these people. You know, they need a sign in order to believe. Because that goes to show you that their faith is not strong. It's not rooted. They ain't got no faith. The Most High and ground them in faith. So they need a sign that they can now rest upon to say, okay, I believe this because of that. And really that should be good.
He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, he said it will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
So they're able to tell the times, right? By looking at the sky, they're able to see the signs and it tells them what's going to happen, the weather patterns. Right? That's what these that's what Esau built technology upon. So these meteorologists are able to use it and come on the TV and tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Right?
And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? Yeah, so like the brother was saying, these people, they're very oblivious to world events and what's happening. Certain family members, I see some things going on. Yeah, but the Middle East been fighting for forever. That doesn't mean nothing. Really, they don't want it to happen. So they're trying to make excuses of the not because it is scary. But if you truly love the Lord and you serving him, then you shouldn't shy away from the day. The great day of his judgment. You should want that day to come, just like we want that day to come. But they can discern different things. Right now you see the sun is shining. It looks like it's going to be a sunny day today. But they can't discern the signs of the times. How do we discern those signs? Well, we watch and pray. We watch. We see our Israel and Iran, Lebanon, the Pager attack. That's a huge sign. I was just watching. That dude Scott Ritter. Yeah, Scott Ritter was just on. At the Holloway, something like that. Anyways, he's on YouTube. And Scott Ritter was on there and he was basically Scott Ritter was on there and he was saying we were literally this close to World War III because they were about to use long-range weapons in Russia. And they said if that would have happened, it would have triggered World War III Armageddon. But we know that why did that not happen? Because the Lord has a certain plan of how it has to happen. That's another way we measure it. So we know that it ain't gonna happen right now because the MOTV got it planted on the price. Then once that happens, then people will be still for destruction. Then it'll all go down. It's
It says, having the seal of the living power,
We saw the things going up, right? Having the seal, right?
and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
So you can imagine, right? Because he says, oh, they're on the four corners. So you can imagine how loud this sound was of this angel that was giving a command to them. Because remember, this is what the Apostle John actually saw. Now we know what it means, but in actuality, even the events that transpire in the real world, in the material world, are controlled and set by the angels. just like you got the camera crew that follows the actors and so on. You don't see them in the movies, but they're there making it happen. So imagine if I wrote a book, right? And my book was based on seeing them shooting a movie. And I'll tell you, oh, I saw the cameraman who was following this guy, he was running over here, like, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously the movie takes place, but you see how
It says, verse 3, Revelation 7, verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
yeah, so they were the ones who were in charge of letting that destruction loose. But as the angel told them, oh, not yet. You know, like how you gotta, when there's about to be a race, they got to on their mark, get set. They gotta wait for the guy, you know, let's hope that's where we're at right now. Right now, the angel's hand is on that trigger, and he's slowly pulling it. And once the Lord gives him that go ahead, and everybody gonna let off, you know what I'm saying?
That's why it says, go and tarry, wait for it, for it will not tarry. Right? It says, go and tarry. So the Lord, like you said, everyone is on standby, everything is on wait. You know, and once that trigger goes off, everybody's boom, let's get it. You know, that's where Esau gonna get in motion. That's where you're gonna start seeing the missiles shooting off. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the missiles shooting off, you're gonna see a whole lot more prophecies pick up quickly. You know, the MOTV prophecy, they're gonna start getting draconian, right? A lot more draconian, not just some like, oh, this is the new YouTube guidelines. Nah, we're talking like Bill Gates and them say that AI is gonna be controlling shit. Yeah, but Oprah coming out talking about, oh, AI and all this extra shit. AI is gonna be the new police. You know, AI is gonna be the new police that they're gonna use to control everything, man. You know, and they're bringing people in. Right now it's called AI learning, machine learning.
They should have kept those guardian angels in New York City, right? They should have kept them. They need them over here too, in Newark too.
They're going to be everywhere, man. You know, it's going to be all hell breaking loose everywhere, man. We're going to send the death angels all across the country, man. You know what I'm saying? In a version of the troops and spiritual demonic entities running around here, man. Jumping on these gang members. Right, taking life left and right like it's no one's business. Because the Heavenly Father has sanctioned it. If we don't repent, he's going to be destroyed. Period. Alright? It's going to be violently done. Okay?
Did you see that?
This is the book of Isaiah, 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
And that's what we're waiting for, right? So that those chariots, it's going to be a real hot day. You know, the Lord can pick the day the Lord comes back. But it says with his chariots, which are the so-called UFOs. Okay? Huge, big ones, too. A lot of them. You know,
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
yeah, so when he says that, that's not a fact of also meaning, you know. But it means, and the attributes to that, rebuke with and anger with fire, meaning he's coming to blame with fire, and he's coming to burst us. Angry. And there's no other way around it.
So you know Max, because Yahawashi's chariot is coming with, you see no technology that's on that level. Yeah, you niggas coming out talking about, oh, this alien spacecraft that we're seeing is 100 to 1,000 years more advanced than anything we have now. Right? And we know that you devils, going all the way back to the 50s, you had technology that can disappear and reappear because you go into the elements. You know, they learned from Nikola Tesla and all that, so they can use water to create vehicles. Esau has that technology now, which is a blessing the Heavenly Father gave him. Okay? Having electricity. The electricity that we use, we can have free electricity, but Esau want to always capitalize on something, so he says, no, fuck that. We're going to have you use the fossil fuels and all that, so you can pay for it. They can create vehicles that can run on water. You know? That's it's on that right now as we speak. But ain't no money making in that. All these cars, businesses, they're going to be, who's going to be bothered with that shit? You know? All these cars that people buy, you go buy a car, you spending $60,000 in a goddamn car. Why?
Because these things are big water.
Right.
Right? Water makes itself. There you go. It evaporates water, then it comes back up. But with the other forms of fuel, even though it's from natural resources, you gotta make it, and that's where you make some money from. Exactly.
Because it's raw. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like oil, for example. It's raw oil, crude oil. They gotta actually go through a process exactly to make it where you could actually use it. You know, and then they build an infrastructure. It's like when they started bringing refrigerators to people's homes. Prior to that, people weren't using refrigerators. They had different means of preserving their food. They'll cook the food and eat it the same day, so everything was fresh.
You know what the also mentioned is that you couldn't have grocery stores.
Right.
You needed to have like farms, you needed to have this, because then they would be fresh. Because now, if you have grocery stores, you need preservatives.
There's some more businesses. It's getting too sick. It's in your pockets, and then you keep coming back to them. Buy more shit without shit every day. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a fridge. You got to go to go buy the stuff that you're gonna put in the fridge. Prior to that, you didn't need that. You see what I'm saying? So even in the thing, they was like, oh, so you create a refrigerator, so we can what? We can go buy the fridge. They start laughing. And he's like, you think this is a good idea? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, so 10 years down the line, what's gonna happen? Well, 10 years down the line, we're gonna create a system where every house is gonna be required to have a fridge. Because if not, we're gonna go out of business. So we're gonna lobby and use a lobbyist to go to Congress and tell them, hey, make sure this passes as a law. Every house must have a refrigerator. If not, we're gonna go out of business. And that's how they make all these stupid ass laws. They roll statutes that are laws, bills and all that other shit. You know?
Invent something, whether it's a method, a machine, you know, some product to solve a problem. Right? All these inventions that are made is done to solve some problem. Car transportation, right? Plane transportation. And what Esau does with capitalism is he's not about solving problems. He's about coming up with an idea. And then in order to make money off it, he makes you dependent on it by creating a problem. So if I build all these jails, I need to increase crime so that these jail cells can go up. Right? I didn't build these jails because crime was high and I needed to punish people. I increased crime because I built jails and I needed to put people in there. You know? And that's how this government operates. I didn't build hospitals because people were so sick and I needed to use them. I made people sick because I built these hospitals and I needed money. You know? That's how he works, in reverse. That's why the scriptures say the earth is out of course. It really is going counterclockwise now because of Esau Edom. I didn't put all these McDonald's in here because people were starving. And no. I put them in there. Now I need to take out all these other things and make these people starve so they can come in here. Give them low-income jobs, low wages. So all they can afford are the things that are being in. So he's always thinking, that's why I said the hard to keep. The hard to keep is wickedness. Because when it comes to wickedness, they're like the smartest people on the earth. They'll sit down and plan and say, you gotta actually start over here. All this trickle down effect. Do it this way, it cuts this off, it brings them here. Once they sick, they don't come back to us. That's it. You know? So they always gonna have those clinics, those city MDs, Summit Health, all them little clinics over there. And then they're gonna have the things that are making you sick over there. Then they're gonna have the pharmacies over there. If you notice, the neighborhood is not that rich, but they always make sure they got pharmacies, McDonald's, fast food restaurants, and they got the clinics in there. Always. And then you have the wine stores, liquor stores, and all those things. Wine and spirits. You know? So they got it all set up nicely to keep you up in this loop.
Isaiah 66 and 16, for by fire and by his sword will Yahawah plead with all flesh.
And he needs to do that because everything is corrupt. And the problem is, it's not like, all right, you have righteous people that are under a wicked oppressor and they're constantly fighting back. No, now it's the point where Esau has he took what the Romans did, he extended it. So what the Romans figured out over time was, what are these Assyrians do? What are these Egyptians do? What are these Persians do? They came, they found people with force, and then you were subject to them. But what did that lead to? Revolts. So Rome said, you know what? If we're going to expand our empire, let's assimilate you into what? Become a part of us.
There's always be somebody else.
Under us, become another province. You know, we'll set up a council. We'll give you citizenship. And then we'll establish it. So that's what he saw is done. He said, look, instead of going after the body, that the mind is still trying to fight back, go after the mind. And then the body ain't going to fight. Now, the mind and the body ain't going to fight. So that's why the Lord got to use fire, because he's like, it's not like if I turn out the oppression, these people will be right. I got to take them out too. You know? The food is rotten. You know?
And Greeks also did that. Raphael.
gods, you have composite gods, atheists and bulls, different Egyptian gods, and Greek gods, and we just make a marriage of it. And that way, that's still like we still have some autonomy. So Esau has been perfecting wickedness for thousands of years. When they didn't eat it. And then what they did was they assimilated with the gods of the native Egyptians, and that's where you get the whole Serapis Christus and all that from. They had the whole thing of like marrying their sisters and shit. You know, they had a lot of weird customs that they also heard from the Hamites over here.
They believe in their goddess. It's a trinity. They got Jah, which represents, it's supposed to represent the Heavenly Father, Yah. Right? And then Bull is the religion of all. And then Mon is, it goes back to one of the ancient Egypt. God, and that's what we worship. You see, they ask the new age, the new world coming up with the big stuff, let them know this is a purity, this is a purity, and all that shit. They don't have power and connection. They sell out everything they got, family, friends, themselves, just for some fame, just for some connections, for $50,000, $500,000. Like, bro, what? You gonna sell out for that? So when that punishment comes, they're gonna look at you like, you got no type of integrity. Especially those who are in the
said that in the song Rap God. When you listen to the lyrics, they basically sound like there was something to even out of it. So he got saying, you know, I don't know. They say, you know, I don't want to find out. And he exposed some shit that he says, if you are not the nicest too, you can sacrifice virgins too. So what is he talking about? You have to sacrifice virgins too. Because in order for him to get half as nice, or even to get to that level, it involves sacrifices. Like some party like that, or were involved in something like that, man, that was.
Because guess what? A lot of these celebrities tend to go to this one weekend. Don't you notice that? That part.
That's great. That's so cool. This is Jeremiah, verse 7. It says here, verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in their iniquity. So it is similar to what it says in Micah, right? We're fleeing, but not physically. Because you're not going to deliver your soul by just running out of the country. Right.
It's like Jonah tried. What happened to him? You know, that's why it's best to just serve him. Right? When he makes that call, just respond. That's the sex that he gets. Especially now. You know? You don't want to be the ones that wait until the last minute and then you try to rush in. There's too many people rushing in at the same time. You just might not make it. Alright?
And the crazy thing about it is, you can still do what the Lord wants, and he's going to mess you up. But Lord, if Esau doing what the Lord wants, he's still going to get messed up. Yeah.
You know, he said, I've kept all of them except for one. One is the devil. He's going to be casted out. That's exactly what happened to Jesus.
It says here, be not cut off in their iniquity. So really this is similar to the time of Lot, right? Lot had to cleave, obviously, literally, but by cleave, he wasn't cut off. You know,
It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the home of every foul spirit, and a king of every fleet and capable bird.
That's 18. So you notice that 18, Revelation chapter 18, at the top, the angel is basically making an announcement to commence the destruction of Babylon has happened. Because in 17, getting to the end, it talks about how the other nations are also going to shoot fire upon it. So now the angel actually makes a proclamation that it's done, it's finished.
It's like you have a song that you love, and every time it comes on, another is over. It's always out there. You know the lyrics to it, but you will still say it. That's the spirit of the
Hey, sometimes just be there by yourself, and then something comes into your life, and then it just keeps building on and on. And you just can't stop. Next thing you know, you're there, and just think about it. I can do the Christmas, just go on. You be driving, and it's just cool. Something probably like watching a video, and the brother might say something. And you gotta keep it going, and you can lay down there. And you just keep building on it. Next thing you know, it's a lesson.
Sometimes you gotta stop. It's gonna be a short video. 4 hours later. I'm like, I gotta stop saying this is gonna be a quick video. Amos 3:8. The lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahawah hath spoken, who can but prophesy? The word of the Lord, like I was about to say, you can't overcome it. You know? Just like he said, you would that's what you can't overcome it. You can't do anything except what you're supposed to do. Even YAHAWASHI, you gotta think about YAHAWASHI is number one powerful all the dominions of his purpose, we're the principles. And I can express the purpose of our work. So who gave not those dominions?
In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse chapter 7,
Ay, tan
it says, O Lord Yahawah, thou hast received me, and I will perceive.
Because hey, Jeremiah started like, yo, this was something, everybody don't want to hear it. This is, this going to argue. And that's the same way we talk. You were telling the truth. Yo, this is great. Can't even put some this and that. Like, you don't like this? You don't like hearing that? What you mean? And then you come to find out that most people don't want to hear it. And then on top of that, most people are like, nah, this is you because and that's why the orange about what God was going to say. They don't teach you that in the church. They don't teach you that people want to separate themselves from. They want to hate all the things.
37, it says, O Lord Yahweh, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in division and everyone mocketh me. For since I spake, I cried out.
That's something that's what I think is the to accomplish to where that actually really rejoicing at it. What's going on in the heart? That's what that actually shows us, that there's more people actually care about it. We don't care. Now, of course, we want the elect to get it, but we don't care if people don't get it. Because that is a part of the whole ministry. It's a part of the ministry that people don't get. Matter of fact, more people are not going to get it than they are going to get it. So when they make all these TikTok, and the people don't realize, as Paul said, you can't be nothing against the truth. So when you're doing these TikTok videos and you Israelites and you're scoffing, you don't realize that the more people use it to spread it to the elect. They're like, okay,
my brother, like, I knew him for 15 years.
It's one of the most effective things is you just have to hear it. And the thing about hearing it is, literally if we're speaking right now, everybody here can hear it. You know? And so if the video, all it takes for the broadcast to say something, play even a sound bite of what we said, and let somebody who's destined to hear it, and that's it. You know, that's why, like you're saying, you can't do anything against it, because thinking you're doing something against it is actually doing something.
Se hizo a la 1 de la tarde, por eso ella entra a las 7.
John said, because he said that because he was a thief and he was in charge of the that's crazy. As long as they give it to test his integrity. So going back to Jeremiah 20 and verse 9, it says, Then I said, I will not make mention of him nor speak anymore in his name. When this word was in my heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. He said, I was weary, I got tired of trying to stop.
Like, it made me feel, it made me worn out. And it's funny because when you see videos and you do the will of the Lord, you actually feel the truth. You know, you feel like you feel better, yeah, you feel recharged. Although we're getting out there, you also charging our own batteries. You know?
Plug in the spirit, you plug into the source, right? It's like a connection between the Lord and us, feeding us with that. And in the process, it's like purifying your spirit with that fresh source. So every time you get a lesson and you tap in, you're going to feel rejuvenated. And as a matter of fact, that's why it's meant to be lessons, daily and often, because you're constantly rejuvenating yourself. Because the Lord put that low vibration on you. You got to have that
hizo al lado.
But it's kind of like when you wake up, once the Lord has opened up your mind, even if you take the spirit away from you, you cannot unsee the things you already see. So it's kind of like waking up and then trying to go back to sleep, but you can't go back to sleep. You're up. So like you said, he got tired of just trying to not say the word of the Lord because it wasn't working. So that's the power of the spirit of Yahawah coming out of that.
We got the itch. We got the spiritual itch. And that's why David said what? And not the Holy Spirit from you. You can feel when you want to feel the Holy Spirit is not happy. You can feel it. And if you go, it's like you, it's like you're 30. It's like, yo, like, the thing about the Holy Spirit is you can't like bring it to you, like bring it to you. You gotta ask the Lord, like, give me the Holy Spirit, like, put it on me. Put it on me, like, what person? Renew my spirit.
It's like when you're around people, they're talking about the scriptures, but they might talk about the mark of the beast, but they might say something wrong, and they might say, I think it's not this. Yeah. I heard something about like a shit, but I don't even know what it is. I mean, hopefully I can find somebody that well, that's like when we were on the train years ago, we were talking about the scriptures, and you had to do the whole train pretty much, they all investigated, But it got back to Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. We out of the midst of Babylon to deliver every man his soul. You know, one thing I noticed is, if you read the scripture, like ancient texts, they will say they'll use the word man, but it refers to both man and woman, right? Mankind. But you never ever hear them say, lead every woman their soul. And they'll use the pronouns of man, but it refers to everybody. You know?
Either the father's house or the husband's house. So women they have a leg to stand on, so I'm an individual person, count me as one. No, the wife is that you're from the household of whoever the man is. So if the man was out, you gotta go with him. If your father was out, you gotta go with him. Give me some man. And that's why the women who want to be saved, he says they're going to be saved. They're going to be saved what? Shopping. They're just going to be bearing their own children by themselves. He's going to be deceiving you thinking that you can do that. But guess what? When there's no electricity, there's no technology to do that, then what happens? You're going to go back to the old ways. How things really were to be done.
What else? We have no wives. Right now you got men and women together and they don't have children. That's really a fruitless unity. What's the point? Really, the point you have to help, but really men and women are supposed to come together to reproduce and multiply. So a lot of times women don't even want to have children. They want to be in a relationship, but they don't want to have children. And really for a man, it's an actual it's a reward to Especially if you're a righteous man. That's why in the kingdom, it talks about the all of our children are righteous. We ain't got to worry about it. My children, my child. You know, the worries that Solomon had, we ain't gonna have that in the kingdom. You know? So women, you don't have to accept your role as mothers in the kingdom, do what you say. That's on this side. You ain't coming, you ain't crossed over and be like, I'm gonna ask her to sing. I want to sing, but I want to sing. I want to sing, but I don't want to do it. You ain't gonna be saying it. Because you want to have to fulfill your life, your role. It's like you have to fulfill it.
That's what the women are here for. When they say only got to be called by that name, that's to be able to accept your role as a mother.
A ver, entonces,
they got skimpy shit and all they do is twerk. That's it. It's just like, oh, I'm just gonna show my ass. That's it. Ain't no flavor in that, man. You know, there's nothing in that. There's no substance in it.
There's got this whole movement now that Kamala Harris has like now you got Johnny. Oh yeah, that's what JD danced on her. So like now all these women are like backing that up, like oh it's okay to be like, you know, I want to do like like.
Because you might give a woman, you say, hey, listen, I'm gonna give you $3 million in gold, or you can be a one of these men. Which one do you want? She's gonna be like, what kind of person is this? Give me a neck. I'm going with you. She might not even give you an answer. She's gonna go grab the man right there. Regardless if that man has 7 or 8 other women standing right there, get ready to be with him, she's gonna be the first one right there. Why? Because she sees the value in that man that's way more important than that $3 million in gold. $3 million in gold, you can go in that shit. Our supposed to drag into your house. You know you're gonna give it in the some nigga gonna come in and beat your ass and take that shit. But if you with that man, you know you need it.
Yeah, when it comes to people's life on the line, they don't give a damn. Watch the movie Titanic. Which one of those people did you see? Oh, there's somebody already in that boat. I don't want to go in that boat. I want one boat just for me. He had that dude who freaking pushed the woman and children out the way to get on the woman and children's boat. You know? You try to say this like in the day when it comes to like the same thing. People trying to catch the bus for the work. They don't squeeze their ass on there and drink champagne and all these shit, you know, to get on that bus. So how much more to save their life? Let's all go out there and burn. Look, back in Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Do not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunken.
And you got to think about this prior of Babylon, these Babylonians, is because out of all of the atrocities that tried to be done, right, starting with the inception of how America was established, came off of the blood of the Israelites, got like stolen land from the natives, from the southern, from the northern people. Then you made treaties, you made backhanded deals that you wrote, right? And then you brought the southern people over there, had those people from the old and the young. And then on top of that, then from there you just established an empire based off the lies, deception, okay, usury. So all these things happen to America. America, again, it's never actually been through any type of war, any real type of calamity. So the Lord said, what? This is the time of Babylon's people. And that is why I believe in the second Maccabees, 6th chapter, 1st chapter, where the Lord said that He did for us different than He did for Jesus. Right? Because for us, we go off immediately chastising. And it doesn't feel like a mercy, but that's actually a merciful thing that the Lord does, that He chastises us immediately. Because He held it, if He was long suffering, right? And meaning that if He just let our tide build up, eventually, as it says in the book of Nahum, He will not have all equipped the wicked. So eventually, He will have to do judgment. The Lord says that He loves justice, He loves judgment. So in America, Babylon is great. It's done, it's just all, it has been all of the wickedness. I started with Israel, but then when you go to the whole, world, right, that's why all of these other nations are now trying to move away from deal with the Babylon because they see that the way that they do business is not beneficial. Right? It's not beneficial for them. That's why everybody's trying to be dollarized, right? That they're trying to move away from doing things the American way. Right? They talk about a multi-polarization of the world, world order that is not headed by America. All that is leading up to this time when the Lord said it. What the Lord is starting to do, why you think the economy is that it's shaky right now, it's faltering. Everybody is seeing that, we're not living in a time where everybody feels good about the way the economy is. Everybody from the top, that's the top people, upper salary people, down to the lower salary people, they all got problems. They all see that, they got to pick with it, take some years. But ultimately, when it comes to the wars, when it comes to the touch, the Lord said He reserves that time for the time that we're in right now, because once the Lord allows those people to touch, it's not going to just be like one last. It's going to be a complete destruction. And there's no country. You got cities that try to but there's no country in the earth that's ever been completely desolate, and never to be happening. That is exclusively reserved for Babylon the Great, which is America. 2 Maccabees 6:13. For it is a token of His great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time. That's a great goodness. Wicked doers are not suffered a great long time. Right? But forthwith punished. But not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth He with us. Yep. That's why in Revelation 2 chapter, it says what? That the sins have reached the heavens. Even in Jeremiah 54 chapter, it says the same thing. Meaning, second chapter, yep, their hopeful works are fulfilled. This is the time that we're living in right now, when the Lord said, what? I'm touching them where their evil works. I'm not going to hold my tongue no more. And how does He show that? By sending the prophets up. Because before the prophets came to the scene, there was nobody out here talking about America's about to be utterly destroyed. No Christianity doctrine, no Islam doctrine. Even Malcolm X wasn't talking about America being destroyed. Right? None of these movements, so-called black movements, talking about Babylon being destroyed. They always talk about coming up, and trying to establish themselves in America. They're trying to establish false prophets that it's not to the apostles came out to try to blend the word, right? From the opposition going down, that the message was America's going to be utterly destroyed. Repent, turn back to the Lord, that evil day. Lest that being come to the height of sin, afterwards He should take vengeance of us. And therefore He never withdraws His mercy from us. And though He punished with adversity, yet does never forsake his people. And we're living proof. So when you think about the, like I say, what the neighbors went through, they basically try to say now, with the doctor that said that there's no such thing as a native person because we saw the genocide. So it was a mixture. Spaniards, the natives, and the blacks. So there's no actual lineage, right? There's no sync line of the Arawak but they say that because of how Esau came, and they say that Columbus, he didn't let forth down his sword for an hour. So how he came was like, oh, he just tried to just slaughter everybody. But the Lord doesn't want to do away with it. And that's why you got brothers that are up in northern Canaan that are still alive and well, and in the truth to that. You got camps all throughout the South Central and South America. And then you also got those natives that have never even been, what they call the indigenous tribes, that never even been in contact with Esau. Right? So the Lord says right there that he never let his mercy go. Even in us coming into the transatlantic slave trade, the fact that the Lord how it's utterly destroyed, right? Malachi the 3rd chapter, it says what? The Lord suddenly gave us not the food. That right there shows the Lord's mercy. Because Esau, he really wanted to try to, that's what they wanted, didn't want to. If he really tried to, and if the Lord wasn't there, he would have taken out all of the whole nation of Israel. But the Lord wouldn't allow Esau to do that based off of Jeremiah the 31st chapter. You see? So that was a mercy that, even though we went through the mercy of slavery, we went through the pain of worst captivity, the Lord still showed us mercy, especially in these times of Africa, because we got the truth. We remembered ourselves in the end of our captivity. And that right there is the scariest thing for them. Because they thought that, all right, you can't really get rid of them, but at least we can get rid of their connection to the God. We can have it to fit in the work. Let us cut off Israel from being in the name. You see? But hey, that's why we have like, yeah, we didn't say it was finished. How do we have to connect with it? I can sit down, I'm not hiding from heaven. I can sit down and hold the spirit out there all the time. And that's something that that's why you got to have a real car, you got to find a way to try to and you can't go straight, and you're not going to be able to change it, and you're not going to be able to change what you think it is. Our conscience is still righteously with it, this is true. Because the Lord let me in Jacob.
That's why you're going to have to resort to deceptive measures because physically you can't do nothing. So you're going to have to try to deceive them. Right? That's why I said, if it were possible, you shall deceive the very elect. You're not going to be able to. All right? So it's a done deal. Like you said, the Lord said what? That it's finished. It's game over. You know?
So back to Jeremiah chapter 51, continuing in verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. That's what you see going on right now. All these nations not only are a lot of these very active Oriental countries becoming more westernized, and a lot of this is with the women, because they're looking at the influence of what's going on here in America. Some of them bring their children over here, the children start picking up on these things, and then they become different, right? They start stepping out of the bounds in which they've been trained up to go in. They start dressing differently, they've been Americanized. Then they start changing their values. You have a lot of them now where something they're very strict on, for example, is like staying within, keeping their culture within. But now a lot of them are going out and out here. And that's all because of the influence of this place. Now, yeah, they worship their different gods and so on. But there's still a different level of culture. Like things about Protestant, right? Not things of Christian, but these kinds of things, they have a different culture. Now, that same, for example, here, this guy, ISIS, went over there to India or something like that. You know, and he's apparently got an Indian girlfriend or some shit. And he was telling her that his dream, the chat still had they should kiss. And she's like, you know, these folks my father.
I believe it was Thailand, no?
No, that's different.
Oh, different.
So, but that's an example too. But anyway, he calls up Pops. And I'm like,
But my thing is, right, something you feel, right?
yo,
Like,
Pops, you know what I'm saying? I got this over
And
here
then-
right now. You know, I just want to see if I get a kiss.
the weekend, the whole one that
Where in the world do you get off into talking to somebody's, some woman's father like that? And then the dude's father go, oh, I supposed to be all we're big fans, Oh, I said, oh, yeah, you got it. You got like, the fact that he didn't even see that as disrespect, he's looking at this guy over here trying to talk about, you know, the whole ceremony and shit. I said, yeah, he's done. So they're taking that influence from here, because this guy just does a lot of dumbass shit to go viral. And they're taking that and they're pushing it all around places that used to be conservative, now they latch on of that and they become more like this place. You know, like it, because America is mad. All right, the things they do here are actually mad. Not mad as in angry, but mad as in insane. A normal person wouldn't do the things that people here in America do. So when these other nations start doing the things that Americans are doing, they become mad, like as if they're drunk. Yeah.
That's why America has the most sick people. You know, the state of American life is sad. Patients in the hospital. Companies make billions of dollars a year off of sick ass people, man. And how do they get sick? Because the same people who are passing these pharmaceutical drugs are the same ones who are regulating them.
The same thing will be FDA, right? You leave the FDA, and then a few years later, you get a gig with
One of these big time pharmaceutical companies. So the FDA is passing food that causes cancer, and then the same motherfucker who's supposed to say, oh shit, well, let's study this shit, we got to do this and that. Oh, let's go jump on the board of those things, the disease, the cancer cure or the cancer treatment. You see what I'm saying? It's like a funny little game that the American people in the middle of it, you know. But like you were saying, go back to America's bad influence, right? That's what you see right now. That's what you're That was just a mental test. Now you got to go through the physical, the mental, and spiritual test, man. You know, through the hour of temptation and all that. And that's what's coming. See?
Let me finish here. So back in Jeremiah 51, verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take long for her pain? If so be she may be healed. So right there, you notice that he's suddenly fallen and destroyed. So this fall doesn't mean like destruction. It's eternal illness, you know, that you just found out about. Okay? So when that shit, you know, when they, because you know, somebody could be walking around and they're like, I've been feeling this pain, but they ignore it. You know, it's fine, it's fine. And then suddenly, when it flares up, they end up in the emergency room. And then emergency room leads to them actually dying. And that's what the Lord is going to do to this place.
So right now, we in that terminal illness, but people are trying to ignore it. They just keep on going on, living like with it. And suddenly, 1 Thessalonians 5:3, when the Lord says it's go time, and that shit clears, these people are going to be awakened. They're going to find themselves in the ER. That's Jacob's trouble. And then coming out of Jacob's trouble, they're going to be in death. But for the elect, it seems like it's scary. Because we can see so far off that it's like, when is it going to happen? But for the majority of people, it's when they're not there, like I was saying about 1 Thessalonians, they're children of the dark, children of the light, and they're sleeping. So they can't see what's actually happening in the daytime because they're in a deep slumber, a deep sleep. So when it actually does come to a point where it's like everybody sees it, for us it'll be like, finally it's happening, but for everybody else it'll be like, what the hell is happening? And that's going to be the two separate type of vibration, type of spiritual will be on. Because for us, we're now in the world, we're going to be more like, okay, what is the Lord going to do? How is he going to transition to deliver during this time? People are going to be like, how am I going to deliver during this time? Like, where can I go for deliverance? There's no way for you to go. Everywhere they go, and they know they're going to be going to a bigger problem. But for the light, the ones that are patiently waiting, the ones that has all kinds of the head, we're not going to be able to we're going to have what are we going to how long are we we're all not working. We're not doing it. And then they're going to come out with people who need to fast on the people that are going to be out. And they'll be all right. We're not working. Wisdom of Solomon 18:8. For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us, whom thou hast called. Yeah, so land back in the point. The same thing. This is talking about ancient Egypt. So the same thing that was a terror unto the Egyptians was a blessing unto us. The same way the Lord is going to bring plagues upon this place. And this is wickedness last stand. So you know the plagues are going to be, that was a small portion of the land of Egypt at the time, Mizraim. Now we're talking about a whole continent being plagued at the same time. And there's going to be a select few men out of a nation of hundreds of millions that you're going to see none of that is affected. So that's why the scripture says that then will be no war by children. So this is why we embrace the time of Jacob's trouble, because like it's exciting. It's like when you get to the climax of the movie, like you know that the hero's going to win, but how is he going to win? You know, every time you go to the movie, you know, yeah, well, Spider-Man's going to win somehow, or you know, whoever it is, the Avengers, they're going to come out on top, but you're still going to see it. Because it's still exciting. You're like, how is it going to play out? Oh shit, he pulled out this power. I didn't know he had that shit. Damn. Like when Captain America grabbed Thor's hammer, it's like, oh shit, shit. So different things that you don't know is possible. Hey, you see this brother, you got life in the whatever it is, you know, an angel came in, the little brother with a chariot. You know, a brother came in, you see a chariot drop a brother off. There you go. There's some of that. I like it. Oh yeah, you know, their powers kicked in right when they needed it. You know? And that's how the Lord does it. You know, we do powers, spiritual powers, all with divine intervention. You know, there was a precept I put up before, where the second Maccabees chapter 15, verse 22, it says, therefore his prayer is sent after the manner of Lord, thou didst send thine angel in the time of Uzziah, king of Judah, and did a slay the host of Sennacherib and 104 and 85,000, like 104 and 5,000, which are 105,000. Wherefore now also, O Lord of heaven, send a good angel before us for a fear and dread unto them, and through the might of thine arm, let those be stricken with terror that come against thy holy people, blaspheme and eat dust. So that's why we have to take a look at the forecast and we're while we're running that way. We know that there's different people under this works back then, and we know that in the times that we're in now, we ain't going to use even more, of the Lord's divine intervention to deliver us from this stuff. So to always think of so we have the expectation that, yeah, we're coming up to some troublous time, but it doesn't stop. We're just going to be in troublous time. If the Lord will deliver us from Anyways, it's always that tight situation where you feel like your back is against the wall. That's when the Lord is going to make that happen. Just like the three holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. When they had to go into the fire, they said, listen, we know the Lord has the power to deliver. And even if we don't, it's still not going to drop us. So, hey, we ain't afraid of him because we fear the Lord. We feel the spirit of us, the spirit on us, and we're not worried about these things. You talk to these people about thermal nuclear destruction. That's terrifying, man. Nuclear winter. Oh, nuclear winter, bro. It's not just a missile drop. You're talking about this is a world-ending event, essentially. But the Lord is going to have the world endure. And the seed of man endure, or the seed of the righteous endure. And even the other nations, but they're going to be in shambles. So when we come down, man, please save us, help us. Because they're going to be through. And then they're going to see it. And that's why the glorious mountain, Micah 4:1, when the mountain of the Lord is set up, there's a reason those nations are going to come flocking to us. They're going to be fucked up. The ones that barely escape, and they're going to have certain other tribes and people that's in the, like indigenous people, like in the Amazon, different parts of the world, that's like really hasn't been touched by this society. They're going to see it, and they're going to be like, oh, these are gods, and we're going to explain to them that no, YAHAWASHI is the true power, and he gives us power. That's who you have to serve.
Right? We got mad drinking up this goddamn philosophy and shit. Got us all messed up over here. You know? Motherfuckers getting diseases, all kinds of diseases. Like, you see why? We got all cancer, this, that. You know? Households are being destroyed. You got women telling what they do to this. We supposed to be under subject to the man. Remember, these people here got shit. They don't know what they're going to do. Right? But to people of no man, order and righteousness, and no man is like the concept of being like that anyway. That's why the apostles always say it, hey, stay away from these black people. They don't say like, you guys hate black people. No, you're not just out of order. Alright? And have no peace. We don't want that. We're focused on the prophecies. We're focused on the future that's happening. Right? Not the make up against that, yo, you sit there, you need there's a peace with a man, you just on board. Bitch, what you mean you bored, man? You go to work, you work your ass off, you make all this money, you come back home, you take care of the house. I'm just going to sit there and say, I'm bored. All I'm asking you is to sit home and take care of the goddamn house, man. Are you bored? You can't do that?
just mistake. That was on the shooting and rolling and destroying. I'm going to all for the pain and show you if you the heal that man, but you are not healing. That's what we do. It's not about continuing to strengthen America. It's about trying to rebuild America back up. It's about bringing it back, making it great again. Because we're at a point now where, during the Bush and Obama era, the economy wasn't so bad. People were living in houses, right? People living in loans, people with cars, people going to college. And then now look out within a few short, 5-6 years, people not going to college, they're not paying their college tuition. To the point where the government says that about the people not buying houses, right? Only the black rock and those types of places are buying houses, right? You got people more so now looking to rent. And they're not just renting by themselves, they're getting, what they call it, the roommate. Yeah, like the roommate. You're not even getting it on your own anymore. Or you buying out a room. So clearly it's showing you how America is at a very low point. You got a grocery store closing down. And on top of grocery store closing down, grocery store going out. So it's like, yeah, what the fuck? You got less places to get groceries, and when you find a spot, it's just like $20 for some bread, and you just say, look. I remember growing up, going to the grocery store, used to be mad fun. You have paying for $20, you get two parts, mad bags. Now we go, I'm like, man, wow.
You sure you tabulating this shit right?
Taxes bad. You do the calculation, you get about 2 something. But everything tax free, so I'm just sitting there like, I got 40s. You can take
I went up in there and I was like, that was a cool it's already like going dry, except for certain brands. And I remember when Acme came, there was like certain brands that would never put down their prices for whatever reason. But it basically like I thought about the aisle storehouse being empty, like it was completely empty. But the other part was just nothing but a bunch of bullshit cheese and some bullshit turkey. And I was like, damn, they really leave it dry. And it's like I was thinking about like the famine, how where like Esau have it, there'd be a famine per se, but not really a famine, but really just the amount of stores it's gonna be. Like, yeah, scarcity and shit, like, you know what I mean? But they always gonna put the shit out there, but like, they're gonna make it, and then it's gonna ultimately be MOTB to purchase it. Because that's really low. And then they come out with, what they call it, it's a brand, or it's not actually real product. They're making it now. So, because you got all these different flags, you got the Angry umbrella, all that. But they were like, never actually the real product. We're just getting some downward. That's a lot of people don't be like, oh, it's cheaper. Get my guns bars, get my protein. That's what they are. Lab born meats and buckwheat. And that's what we got pasta made out of. We got pasta made out of some shit. The guy was eating like, but that goes to show you how people only care about the carnal. That's it. That's it. If you can appease, especially in Babylon, if you can appease the carnal, that's why so many people think that MOTB. What's up, brothers?
I was one of my coworkers. I got a coworker who was telling me, he said, he was telling me, he said, yo, man, sometimes somebody say,
said, man, they asked me, they said, oh, you got to tell the truth and all that. I went and told the truth, and guess what? I didn't get the job. And then I reapplied 2 weeks later, and I told a whole bunch of lies. Everything they asked me, I said the opposite. They hired me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So he said when he went there, he told the lady at the table, he said, you know what's crazy, man? That's fucked up what you guys do, man. And she's like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, man, I applied for this job a couple of weeks ago, and I told the truth, and I didn't get the job. But then I applied again, and I told all lies, and you guys hired me. He said, yeah, right. I'm like, he's like, I told that bitch about that shit. I said, yes,
Very good.
yeah. He said, I told her, man, I said, you out there, you got he said she was there like this. I said, keep back and keep it. But he used to say, I spoke to you last time on the phone, man. And I'm asking you this question. He said, oh, no, you look wrong. And then when I lied, nah, all of a sudden I called him. So he said, man, it's a bullshit country, man. He said, that's what made me believe that all these leaders, they be lying because you're not going to get there if you don't lie to the game. If you tell the truth, you're not going to make it. And I said, yeah, that's what the person is.
Verse 9, Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Oh, and that makes sense why they keep talking about that. Now the whole campaign is making the country better, healing the country. Kamala saying her version of it, Trump is saying his version of it, but it's all the attempt to heal this place again. Because everybody knows this place is ill. It says here, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. So eventually it's to the point now where people are starting to say, that's what you have the whole like BRICS, for example, right? They're like, yo, we used to deal with Babylon, and we were still trying to hang on to it just to try and see if we could fix things again. So now everybody gotta go, because this shit is going down. You know, the Titanic is sinking. You think the captain's gonna sink and try to steer the ship? She done already crashed. She's off. She's jumping off it, so. Yeah, both of you, but I mean, shit, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So that's what these other nations are looking like Saudi Arabia, for example. They're like, look, run that $100, bro. You're jumping onto BRICS. Because BRICS is getting bigger and bigger, and the U.S. and the West and the allies are getting smaller and smaller, and then they're attaching themselves to the allies and making the shit go on. So now, like I said, people are sinking, everybody's gone, and all those dollars circulating are gonna come right back in here, and guess who's gonna be stuck here? Jake. You know? And Trump, they're moving away from the people who's out. Let us go to our own land, right? And Trump was saying, tariff country that's not using their dollar. And I'm like, I didn't think that's gonna play out because really these countries are showing you like, yo, we really don't need to really fuck with America. Like, yeah, we got rich off of it, but that's why I said every guy in the chapter, they that ate that bread and had laid a wound underneath them. They already got to the point where they needed to build up their economy. That's why they're called the developing nations. And the simple fact, the reason why they even developing nations, they got made a continuous struggle. They ruled the nations of England. It wasn't England as a sense of attitude, but their policies were not nice. You know, they weren't helpful, beneficial to anybody else, except you. So now these countries are like, you know what? We don't build up ourselves. We got our own militaries because that was the reason why so now they got to build their military in their arsenal, and now they say, you know what? We ain't easy. And let's use our own military. Let's pump the Swiss, and they're also going to they're moving toward down the barrel as well. The Babylon is saying, you know what? They're moving away from the Bible, and you know they're trying to do it. We have to do that too. And they're going to bring it out even quicker. So
can see it now. You know, and remember, America always had this agenda to take over those 7 nations in 5 years or so, right? And now they're against Lebanon. So very soon, I won't be surprised if they start going against Syria again. Okay? We'll see.
Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns, 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. It reminded me of what you said, because you see how Turkey is the NATO country, they want to join France, and they've always kind of like turned the line, especially if you're looking where they're at geographically. But those other NATO nations, they're like, damn, like we can't get a piece of that pie. Nah, you gotta stick with Babylon, that whore that you can rock with. Damn, we don't really fuck with that whore like that. That's what they're gonna start thinking. That's what they're gonna start thinking. So now you see that prophecy starting to culminate where all those EU nations be like, man, fuck America, bro. We need to get with this with the rest of the world. Because the rest of the world is about to leave this place behind. That's why you mentioned Trump, something Musk is about to come out with the US Bitcoin. You know, with a U.S. cryptocurrency. And they're going to press everybody with it because they know it's the time. And I believe the Lord is going to bring trouble. We'll see what happens.
So you need a wallet for the money to come into. And eventually that wallet is going to have to be, you know, connected to you. And the wallet is there. You got a wallet. Yeah. They advertise the secret being digital currency that you can use. You know, to make payments good. The maker of it actually says it. You know, like this is what he uses to make his payments. So it's already there. We're just waiting for it to become mandatory. You know what I'm saying? The technology is there. You got students using it. Right? This country, they had back in 2016 or 17 where these went market, right? Wisconsin, right? So, you know, they already got the technology, like I said. We're just waiting for it to be mandatory, where all the world governments becomes a thing where it's like, without this, you can't buy or sell. It's that simple. And it's going to be all deception, right? And it's going to be deception. That's why they don't stop it. Because people break that deception. That's what they do. They don't want to do. You know? They do everything they can to put out break the lock on information going out. You know? So trying to get back up in there, it's going to take a while out. Because we had the rock. We got a Democrat. So if he gets back up in there, and now, especially because you know they made the best. That means that he's filming the devil comes down and brings back. And he's going to have his own money outside, all the technology aspect of it. So you can easily see the play. All right, so we need to categorize everything. We need to get all these different documents to be a part of the system. If not, we got to get out of here. And then we got most of the assassination. That's going to spark you more. Like, you know how they might have some kind of legal connection. The third one, it might be a fourth or a fifth. You don't even know what's going to happen.
Nah, but if he gets back up in there, he gonna wild out. It's like, you know, jiu-jitsu. Like, you get somebody in the lock, once they get out of it, they get you, they gonna tighten it up even more. They gonna make sure this time, nigga, I'm feeling you.
Article with Daily Modal, I think I'm pronouncing it right. It says, this says JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America lose, that's a billion, right? That's a billion, right? $5 billion in push to upload rotten debt as credit card delinquencies surge. Basically, it's like there's so much credit card delinquencies that go through banks especially that they're talking about like cutting their losses. So I'm reading a couple of instances, yeah. So it says U.S. banks, and that's one of those things how they kill a dollar. So they're like, yo, you know what? You want to get the new system? Get to this MOTB system going. So it says U.S. banks are increasingly offloading billions of dollars in bad debt that they've officially given up on collecting. Now that's when I read that, I was like, oh shit, word. And it says according to new numbers from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, right? It says in its new quarterly banking profile report, the FDIC says U.S. banks reported $21.3 billion in net charge-offs in the second quarter of the year, due largely to credit card delinquencies and sour commercial real estate loans. So we talk about people that's getting major loans. And it says that's the highest quarterly net charge-off rate since the second quarter of 2013, 11 years ago. And it says, and 20 basis points higher than the same period last year as customers continue to battle higher interest rates and guess this, and inflation. So niggas can't afford shit no more. So basically they're inflating the dollar so much that yo, they have to kill it. And it says the new numbers come as JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America individually disclose billions of dollars in collectively net charge-offs in quarter two. JP Morgan Chase says its net charge-offs reached $2.2 billion in quarter two, up from $1.4 billion in quarter two of last year. Wells Fargo says its net charge-off, these are the debts they get rid of. It said charge-offs surged to $1.3 billion last year, up from $764 million 1 year ago. And they talk about the numbers, and it says the FDIC says the total charge-off rate for U.S. banks is now higher than the pre-pandemic average. So we talk about pre-pandemic average. So before all that, you know, when the image came, that's when everybody got worse in financial debt, maxing out credit cards, getting mad loans, and what the PPP loans were the ones that wasn't scamming. So where we at right now, and it's not gonna get no better. The hemorrhaging is gonna keep going, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse till they're going, you know what, global reset. That's what Biden said in 2022, ironically before that Russia-Ukraine shit, or during that. A year, what you have about to be a year since the small hats and the Palestinians been going to war. In the midst of all this digital currency, all of these things happening, UFOs, eclipses, signs in the heavens, earthquakes. What you think is about to happen? YAHAWASHI about to come back. This is the thing he told his disciples. When you see these things, the end shall speak. It ain't gonna get no better. You think out of nowhere it's gonna be, you know what? These niggas gonna stop making nukes. Yo, the dollar's just gonna get better. It's like you talk to people, right? If you ask someone like, yo, if what we believe is not true, have you proven what you believe is true? Because what we've said, what the prophets have said through the spirit of YAHAWASHI is coming to pass. And you're seeing it, which means what? You're denying that you're denying truth even though you see it. That's like saying, look, yo, that's a silver Chevrolet or whatever cut, Grace Chevrolet right in front of us. Nah, I don't see no Chevrolet. That's exactly what it is when it comes to the prophet. That's how you know the Lord said he blinded people. He don't want everybody to see, but you will see YAHAWASHI when he cracked that sky. And all these niggas, yo, you got the Russian military in Alaska right now. You had the U.S. military go there with rocket launchers. We think they're just going to somehow to say, let's chill. No, it's going to get worse and worse. And you know what? We got to get nuclear ready. They said Russia lost 70,000 troops since 2022. Just to the Ukrainian conflict alone. 40,000 Palestinians and counting have been killed in just a year. Where you think the third one coming quickly? More countries are getting involved. Turkey, the brothers mentioned Turkey being part of the BRICS. That's not cool. When this election, once this election comes and it's over, you're gonna see shit really speed up, man. I feel so. But that's it. This dollar about to go.
book of Isaiah, chapter 47, just like you bring down in Jeremiah 51, this is all sitting at the end of the verse, right? Just like brothers as well. Isaiah 47 and verse 1, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground.
They were the dust when it comes to the whole place, the whole position. The virgin born of Babylon, right? Because, you know, typically the young virgin daughter changes. You know, as it says, the virgin born of Babylon is America, the great America, right? Alright? It's like folks in the virgin daughter. That would be different. Once it was great, right? But now no longer is great. Now they want to be again. Again, see what down to the ground. Right?
It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Isaiah 47 continuing, it says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, but thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, you're not going to be called tender and delicate, which now in America, this is how people see it. Because at one point, this place is looked at as where you become an evil American dream, right? Movies, whatever. You had a lot of things that were going on here, you know, that was really putting this place up on the map. Not just as a world superpower, but economically. So it sold that dream. And now the same country has become a third world country. A big ass third world country. It's like the ultimate third world country, where it's bringing in literally everybody from different third world countries in here to make a super third world. You know, you got crime going left and right, and now it's crazy because even in like some of these other developing countries, when crime goes on, yeah, it's frequent, but some of it's like there's some ingredient for the attempt to try and well, this crime. Either it's going to be open season like murder.
Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the bed, uncover the thigh, pass over the river.
Uncover the locks because women as part of their glory, they will be covered up. They're saying, make bare the leg, and in the ancient world, the women's garment was down to the ankle. Okay, yeah, so that nothing will be exposed. Alright, but it says, America is being exposed. Okay, it's being brought down to that lower state. Okay, and these other nations are seeing it and want to be. The president is nowhere to be found. People have forgotten that the dude is still president. You know? They're like, where the hell did he do that? He just popped up every now and then on the BG and you know? Yeah. He was turned into a side celebrity now. And now they put Kamala up in there. She's like a female body. She doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, she works. And I pay. If she comes into office, man, you want to see 100%. All that whole thing as though she's like, what you keep doing? She don't know what she's saying. It's people like that that are the most sinister people. When they get up into
I
power,
know that.
like, what the
If
fuck?
you look at the picture, I sent you that.
She's on that type of time, like in the TV show Suicide. You notice in the beginning, everybody thought that the leader was that not even the bald guy, but the guy giving the bald guy the order. The dude that looked like Doggy from Harry Potter and shit. Yeah.
And then, come to find out, the one who was listening to was the woman. And you notice how much more vicious she was. She was like, no, fuck that, kill the thing. You know? Now we're moving on to the next. So that's really, when you get women power, man, because they got that mindset of, I gotta prove something. I gotta prove that I'm older and I'm tougher just like you. And then they go overboard with this shit.
Every 3 was 3. Because of the multitude of the whoredom of all people harmony, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft, behold, I am against the said the Lord of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Point at him. Loser! That's what we do. We're just going to point at him. Loser! Jesus, man. Jesus Christ. What if somebody was going to lie? You would just drive off. Like, you said that. What if you say, yeah, exactly.
Isaiah 47 and verse 3, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Hey, that's a threat and a promise, you know? And that's why these others are trying to do whatever they can to actually, A, stop the Lord from coming back. But knowing that you can't, he is, they can't stop us, so now they're going to try to figure out a way to fight against it. But the thing is, the Lord is not coming with the weapons you have to destroy man. The Lord is not coming to understand. So what are you going to actually do in order to fight this? You have no action. The crazy part is the Lord, the Heavenly Father, the Father is working the Spirit on everybody to try to fight. Just so they help try to flex. It's like when you know you got like that type of power, and you like, you the first shot. Because the Lord, they gonna shoot you, shoot you, so that's the Lord, you gonna just like, ah, that's what we got. My turn. That's why you had different types of battles, because you had a certain time when other nations felt as though they could take down the state. Like raised up against YAHAWASHI. You got pounds of these songs. From the garden to Solomon. So when he was on the scene, he killed him. I meet the estimate.
It says, as for our Redeemer, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 12, it says, let them give glory unto the Lord Yahawah and declare his praise in the islands.
Yeah, truly, right? The Lord is above worthy to be glorified. You know, because even if the angels, which are mightier than us, are constantly, throwing their crowns down and worshiping the Most High, how much more for us, right? Everything that exists here was created by the Lord. Right?
Verse 13,
You really are just a figment of the Lord's imagination.
And that's why I'm going so that so it's all about the angels.
Llegar aquí ya no.
realmente sí, ya.
There's a reason why one of the sons is the living power. All these other gods are made by man, including Esau's God, which is AI. It's all made by man. You know, you make a whole thing and then worship it. That's stupid people. That's why it's called the basis of myth. You know, your belief of the moment thinking of a better thing. Because even these religions take reference to happy thoughts. You know, because they understand that the sanctity of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? They might have their own little worshiping thing, but they never go to as far as to say, I am God. Like, I'm going to be the Most High. I'm going to pose everything that you do. Yeah, they love it. But Esau, man, you know, man, who created that? Man is still studying these things. Right? Man can't. Why is man studying? Man doesn't even know about themselves. Right? You know? When you see the people, so when you get into your brain, and we move the intricate parts of this cell. You still don't know about AI. Right.
You made that shit, and you still trying to figure it out. Like, dang it.
I'm saying, the Lord killed no cost of the idols in the Ark. Jeremiah, the letter of Jeremiah killed idols. Everything he mentioned was like, yo, to this day, you can say that. Killed them.
So going back to Isaiah 42, verse 13, it says, the Lord Yahawah shall go forth as a mighty man. It says, he shall share jealousy like a man of war.
Yeah, it tells us Exodus that he's a man of war. He's not one to be messed with, especially when he's the creator. Like a regular man of war is dangerous enough. He's the creator. So imagine that.
He shall prevail against his enemies. Verse 14.
He was like a giant going after his prey. I don't want to see it like that. You don't see it like that. I mean, you don't want to face off a guy like that. To where his name went all the way. He was terrible. You know? Oh, yeah.
Verse 14, it says, I have long time holding my peace.
He has long time holding his peace. Now, you may say, okay, that's what, a little over 2,000 years ago. That's about 2 days. That's just 2 days. But there's a difference because, you know, 2 days being long versus 2 days being short depends on what you're waiting for. You know? If somebody says, I'm going to give you $1 million in 2 days, in just 2 days you can make $1 million, then 2 days is not long, right? But if I'm hungry and not going to the restaurant and they say your food's going to take 2 days, that's a long time. But it's still 2 days, still 48 hours. So when the Lord says, I have a long time holding my peace, because what he's waiting to do, you know, it burns within him. He's so eager to do it that 2 days feels like a long time. Anxious. He's been in this world by the Father having to contain himself, you know, up until now.
Knowing that you have the power to do it, also not being able to do it yet. Also makes it feel like it's going to remember the Lord told me, sit down on my so you got all the power, you got to fix it.
I hit you when I was about to come by.
Everyone like that. And it's not just
Imagine having spent all this work trying to be able to buy your dream car. When you buy a dream car, you still can't drive it. You can't drive for 2 days. You gotta walk everywhere you go. Knowing very well you got a fine ass car that you would rather drive. You You know, I remember when we were younger, here it is, like, you got, you know, back in the world, we didn't know much, right? But you got Christmas coming up, when your parents will buy them and you'll get thoughts every morning, and they'll put it right there, and it's right there, but because the day after reach it, you can't touch it, tell what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, having it and not being able to use it, you know, what happened when rich guys were going to get to it was so much, you finally acquired it, but you're not able to use it.
It's a book of Luke chapter 12, verse 49. Now said, I am come to set fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? So in other words, he's come to set fire, but he can't wait. It burns inside of him. He's dirty. I wish I was already dead, man. I'm gonna do it, but I wish I was already dead. How much? Oh man, I wish. You know the same thing we're here too, right? Holding his peace, we're the same set. That's why he said what? In the patience possession of your souls. Right? He's doing the same thing. He's being patient, waiting for the day the Lord is going to say, it's go time. It's time for my son. You know? And he's waiting for that. So we all waiting for that because we're sons of the Heavenly Father as well. So going back to Isaiah 14 there, right?
Like your child is sick, right? And you have to hospital, you got to wait. You got to wait when they get their treatment. You're watching them go through the sick. They're like, oh, help. But there's nothing you can do until it's your turn to go. You know, that's like outside there looking at us and we're constantly trying to him. And he's like, yo, I know I really want to come there and help you, but I can't do that until it's done. And I don't know when the time is going to be. Everything that's going to get us all the tools, the Holy Spirit has all the equipment and the tools to get us to that day.
Isaiah 42, and verse 14, it says, I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once.
That's why this thing is desolation. That's why that happens in the past. Because now he's going to get attention to the vengeance and to get his revenge. You're my student, they're busy burning the earth, and you're my student. There's going to be a twofold avenge himself and give us the power to get vengeance back. That's the glory. You know, that's the good portion. Yep, that's the first step. That little book, 7 times to the elect. You know, plays too.
Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Wakakadash.
The next time, come along.
Elect.